our July webinar, PHYKonnet Africa, hosting us. And yes, I can see some people in joining us. Please, I'd like all of us to, state our name, where we are joining this webinar from in the chat section. Where you're joining us from, how you got to, hear about this webinar. If your hands are not too busy, can we, work with the chat section? I can see Rotimi Uriyomi. I can see Mr. Oyesoji Ezekiel, Mr. Nuruddin Abdubak. So we would love to hear from you, where you're joining us from, and how you got to know about this webinar. Are we using the chat box? Okay, I can see Mr. Nuruddin Abdullah. He says from Physics, yes, Nasarawa State. Welcome. Okay, through official WhatsApp group. That's beautiful. Mr. Oyesoji Ezekiel from Akure, a place I'd like to be. Maybe I'll have to find you when I get there. Any other person? I can see different names here. Okay, so quickly, I'm going to give you a breakdown. Sorry, I have to call on this person. Let me see this person. I must introduce our special people. Is Rotimi Oriyomi, please correct me if I'm wrong. Are you a female or a male? You're joining from Akure also. Wow, welcome. Okay, male. Sorry, sir. Mr. Rotimi Oriyomi. Let's go to the business of today. We have notable guests here. We are actually here for, if you have seen the flyer, you must have seen the flyer. We are here for something very tangible. I stumped into someone, and I find out that there are some things they are actually getting. They are getting these things easily, and I'm like, what is actually causing this whole thing? How come they get it easily? And somebody mentioned the word capacity. Immediately my mind flashed back to these what's it called, this webinar we are hosting. And I believe each and every one of us here have something to gain, because the speakers we have for each and every one of us here is seasoned. When I mean seasoned, they have gone in, they have so that's my pet actually disturbing me. Don't worry, we'll soon be out of here. And they have been in the system, they have experienced things, and they have built capacity along the line. So we actually brought them. Some are outside the country, some are in Nigeria. So they have tested the waters, and now they want to tell us, so that we don't go and put our two legs in the water, just to check if the water is deep. You understand? But first of all, I'm going to introduce our speaker, our founder, so I can throw more light on PHYKonnet to us. And that is the person of Miss Symbiat Oamen. Please, let's give her a clap innovation. Let's use the emojis. Clap, 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 clap. I want to believe that you all are here. I'm not seeing everybody clapping. Okay. So, Miss Symbiat, over to you.
All right. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on like the country or wherever you are joining us from. So I welcome you to this edition on capacity building, and I really want to believe that you're not going to leave here without being transformed, because I believe that all the speakers that we have today are people that they have built capacity. They built capacity on campus, while as an undergraduate, they've so much built capacity, even now that they are also in different sphere of life, And I know that it will all actually be of big benefit to us. We are not here to teach you skills. In as much as you want to learn this, you will still learn the skills, but we want to actually show you why it is important to learn these skills and how it can actually transform you on the long run, how it can be of benefit to you on the long run. And I want you to sit tight, take your notepad, your pen, to jot every of the points, everything the speakers will be saying, so that you can go back to it and it will be of benefit to you. So moderator, please can you share the screen of my presentation? So I want to tell us about PHYKonnet Africa. I know that the last webinar we spoke about PHYKonnet Africa, and most of us understand, got to know what we're into. But today is more interesting to me today because, last time, I don't know how many of us were here last time, that I made mention that I remember discussing this idea with my fellow students, right? Thank God that fellow student is here today. Mr. Ebenezer, he was the first person that I discussed that idea with. He was the first person I discussed it with. And thank God he support, like, he did not say, what are you doing? Well, it doesn't make sense. But yeah, he supported, he helped us in the ways he could at the time. He was one of our first speakers too for our first webinar. So I want you to really help me to appreciate Mr. Ebenezer, despite his busy schedule, being a family man and all those things, he still didn't have the opportunity to be with us today. Please celebrate him. So thank you. Now, PHYKonnet Africa, where we connect, learn, and then we innovate. Please, next slide. So I don't know if I should go into details. We know our story already. So I'll just move on because we really do not have much time. So let's just move on to, let me reinstate our vision again. Can you just move on to our visions from our vision and mission thing like that? Next slide, please. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. So our vision, I said the last time, our vision is to build a vibrant community of physicists, African physicists, who are equipped, connected, and empowered to drive innovation across Africa. Because we understand that there is this small thingy that is in the heart of physicists that feel like, oh, as I'm studying physics now, what am I supposed to do with it? What does the labor market hold for me? What's going to happen? Those are the questions actually we are answering. Those are the things we are doing to make you understand that you are not going to end up, yes, if you want to be a teacher, you are becoming a teacher because you want to pass down knowledge. And then you are doing it happily, not because you do not have a future or because there is nothing in for you. Because that's what they always tell us. You will end up becoming a teacher. You will end up doing this, doing that. PHYKonnet is here to help you, to make you understand that there is more thank God I'm not all. Thank God I am not just talking without me being there. I studied physics in my undergraduate. I'm currently doing masters in space physics. So physics, 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 physics. So it's not like I'm saying something that is not it, or something that I myself am not doing, right? So it's something that I'm doing, and I'm still going to be in this physics field for a very, very, very long time. And I believe that PHYKonnet is also going to help a lot of people out of the small mindset of how they just settle for less, or believe that there is nothing that can come out, and all those things. So now, our mission, we connect physicists across Africa. We expose students and professionals to opportunities in physics. Like every time we have webinars, every time we come like this, the last webinar, you can confirm or testify that there were a lot of like veil that was torn during the last webinar, and that's how it has always been in all our webinars. And the webinar is just a small part of what we are actually going to do, but when you are starting up, you just have to start with somewhere, bringing out people. So yeah, we promote like mentorship. We want to, like, our vision is to foster collaboration, then provide a community that foster knowledge exchange and professional growth. Like, we have a WhatsApp community where every month every week our community manager have a topic for us, have something we discuss, and all those things. So like, if you are looking for a community to belong to that will make you feel alive, that you studying physics is not a mistake, then you've got PHYKonnet. PHYKonnet has covered you. PHYKonnet got you anytime and any day. Can we next slide please? So our activities, we have our webinars, like as we're doing, we have career development sections. From last webinar till today, if I tell you the amount of people, like the amount of meetings, one-on-one meetings, career clarification, a lot of things that I've had to do with people, and I'm really, 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 really so happy doing it. When you are doing something and you feel so fulfilled that thank God I'm giving back. Yes, I like, as much as we tell ourselves that I really do not have it figured, I really do not have it figured, you have a lot figured that another person can benefit from. So we have mentorship opportunities. Like, we are currently calling for mentees, we are calling for mentors. If you know you have what it takes, don't feel like I don't have it figured. Even myself, I'm still drowning. But you've gotten a part of it figured. You can lead someone else to that part. Then you are fit in. And if you are another graduate that is confused, you just need career direction, then PHYKonnet is for you. You can register with a link for the mentees, and then if you want to be a mentor, you can also sign up to be a mentor. So we have professional networking, we have research, all these things. We've not the major ones we've scratched is in webinars and career development, and then the mentorship. You see the other ones, we've not scratched them at all. That's why I said that webinar is just a part of what PHYKonnet is actually here for. So we have a lot in store for you. Please, next slide. So these are our past webinars. You see all the webinars that we've had. Last one that we had was physics, and then what? And then today we are having capacity building. Please, next. I want to run. So this is where it gets so interesting, because we've been doing a lot in the past 2 years, and it's nice for us to actually share our impact story to make you understand that PHYKonnet is actually doing a lot than you can, like, you think, or you feel like, oh, maybe we are a bit isolated. Not at all. So over time, in the last 2 years, we've been able to reach over 350 physicists, and then across over five African countries. And then we've hosted 7 webinars. This is the 7th one. And we've engaged over 12 industry experts that have been engaged. So now, what are we looking ahead? Expanding our network across Africa continent. Even, let's start from Nigeria. Like, we want to expand our network across all the 36 states in Nigeria. Then take it outside Africa, because it's the whole of Africa. We've been able to have have people in South Africa. Yes, I think we're supposed to have we had someone from South Africa among mentors the last time. We've had people from Zimbabwe, we've had people from Ghana, we've had people from Ethiopia, we've had people from like quite a lot of African countries, but we still need to spread our tentacles to a lot of African countries, because relating to someone in South Africa, and I'm saying that this problem is not only to Nigerians alone, it's all over the world. They are also struggling over there. I've had conversations with people. So if we have any partnership, anything, any way that we can actually dive in or enter into all those African countries very well, please, we are open for partnership. We are open for collaboration. We are open for reviews, for feedbacks, for let's do it like this. What do you think? What you like? We are open for anything, constructive criticism, whatever you have for us. Yeah, we are open for it. So next slide. So before I round up, I just said that our mentorship for the next cohort, we had the first cohort, even though I was not really impressed with how the first cohort went. But one thing I know is that if it's only one person, two persons that actually live transformed, I am more excited that lives has been blessed, has been imparted. So I want to welcome one of our mentees in the first cohort who was among the 16 people that applied for the first cohort. I want you to hear his experience, how it came. I was the one that had a one-on-one conversations with him, like we were on it together. I want him to share his experience, how he came, and what has transformed, what changed during the mentorship, so the undergraduates here can understand that the mentorship we are doing is not a joking thing. It's something that is a platform, a community you come to, and then you do not leave the same. So I would like to welcome Ezekiel Oyeshoji, I guess I'm correct, to share his experience with us, how he came during the mentorship and what has transformed in him. So yes, Soji, over to you, please.
Good evening, ma. Thank you very much, ma. I really appreciate it, ma. Yeah, so my experience before I joined the mentorship class, like I'm really confused. I'm a 300 level student, Federal University of Technology, Akure. So I'm like, what will I use to do? Like, I'm very, very much confused. Like, this is too hard, and most of our lecturers too are not encouraging. But then I joined the mentorship, and with one-on-one conversation, I'm able to get like, there is more to physics. It's not that you just end up in class. There is more to physics, and it was really a transformative journey for me. It was 3-month journey, and throughout that 3 months, I gained clarity on what I can use physics to do. Clarity, like the career opportunities that are for me, the career opportunities that me studying physics. And also, I also understand that without physics, there's nothing like technology. Physics is the bedrock of technology. So first one is like there's clarity in my journey to physics. And also it was a transformational one for me because and also I'm able to understand that before I can find joy in this thing, it can really be my thing. I have to be curious. I have to understand my why. I have to know, okay, why am I doing this physics? I have to gain interest in it. And so I'm very glad I'm part of this community. And one more thing is concerning, she said about that, and concerning the WhatsApp community. Since I have joined this community, like I've been gaining insight on where we can apply physics in our everyday life. Concerning this, our smartphone also, there is application of physics in this our smartphone, and also great physicists that they are even from Nigeria. So was now a enlightening one for me. Thank you very much. So if you are here, maybe you are an undergraduate and you feel like you are confused, your journey is not clear. Trust me, if you can just be patient, and also you to be curious, don't take it for granted, because this mentorship is free. If you take it for granted, this mentorship is free, you won't be able to gain a lot. But if you are really curious and you want to embrace growth in your journey as a physicist, trust me, this place is the place for you to be, and you will learn a lot. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you for
Yeah,
learning. I hope
thank you
you
so.
understand me. I hope I'm not too fast. Like,
No, it was good. It was good. Thank you so much, Ezekiel. Thank you. And it was really an amazing a less than 3 month journey. And I'm really glad and happy of your own transformation, because I remember our first class, our first meeting. I knew how raw, I knew how you're like, oh, I don't even know, I don't even know. But yeah, I'm glad of the transformation. I'm really, really glad of this transformation. So this is what you can, because I know lots of undergraduates that are actually confused about their career path. Fill up the form, register. And I've seen a lot of people register. They ask, let me quickly say this. Please join us, connect with us. They've shared our links. Make sure you follow us. Make sure you connect with us. Please, you can stop sharing. I want to say this for those that want to apply. You are applying for something, and then they tell you maximum of 3 words. You are giving like 2 sentences. I think you are not ready. I just want to give that a bonus mark, because anyone that is giving me 1 sentence, 2 sentences, just I want to do it because I am not. And you saw a maximum of 300 words. You saw maximum of 250 words, but you decided to say, I just want to join because I am interested. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I rest my case at this junction. So thank you all so much for the opportunity to speak to you, and see you. I don't know if I'm going to come up again, but yeah. So thank you so much, speakers, for agreeing to do this with us. Thank you so much. So, all right, enjoy yourself during the webinar. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Wow, that was an amazing speech from our founder, Miss Symbiat Oamen. Please give it up for her. Give it up for her. I need nothing less than 52 claps, even though we are not up to that in this place. So please, this is not only for you. Please share the links to as many friends you have. They have to be here. You know, I said in the beginning that the speakers we have here, right? They are seasoned. They have tested the waters, and they are here to feed. They are here to give. They are here to give you guys food, so that, or teach you how to catch the fish, right? Now, we have our next speaker, our first speaker rather. And before I will introduce our first speaker, there's just one thing I want you all to do for me, and that is, you see, this thing about capacity, it doesn't just come. You know, when they come and speak and tell you how to apply these things, the thing is, you have to apply it before you can actually enjoy it. So first of all, you are going to go to the comment section. Yes, you tell yourself first. Okay, let's do it like this. Tell yourself, I am going to be intentional starting from today. Tell yourself that in your mind. And I want you to use the chat box also. Tell yourself, I'm going to be intentional about my growth, about my capacity building. Please, I want to see it in the chat box. I'm going to be intentional about, and I believe you are with your notes. Me, I have my own notes. I need to see it in the chat box for those who are watching us, who are listening to us. I'm not seeing the intentional people. Okay, I have Mr. Rotimi here. Is it only Mr. Rotimi that is intentional here? I need everybody who has come. Okay, Jokey Bird, Miss Faith, Miss Symbiat, everybody. Yes, I am going to be intentional. Personally, I'm going to be intentional. So, our next speaker, our first speaker, is the person of Mr. Ezekiel Adelaja. Please put it up for him. Uh, I need those hands. I need those hands. Mr. Adelaja, are you with us? I think I saw his face. Yes, he introduced himself, and also our founder introduced him. So, Mr. Adelaja, you're
Yeah.
welcome.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Welcome, sir.
Okay. I don't know, depending on the time with you wherever you are. But good day to you, and it's great to be here in our midst. Okay. Just my name is Ebenezer, not Ezekiel. I guess it's because Ezekiel spoke to us at the beginning. It's okay, and that was a very nice testimony, anyway. Okay. It's my pleasure to be here. First of all, I am happy with what is going on here today. I'm happy with what God is doing through Sharon. Like, to be a lady in physics, like that is like I remember in our department then we were over 100, I think maybe about 120, and we had just maybe about 10 ladies or thereabouts. And so to be a lady in physics and also to be making an impact, I mean, that's a huge thing. I give it to you, and I'm happy about what you are doing. I'm happy about your progress. You need to hear Sharon's story anyway. I don't know if she has been able to tell you her story, because it's such an inspiring story. And I'm so proud of you, and I know that many of us are proud of you. Um, During her NYC, some of the things she was able to do, and many other things like that. Well, sky is not the limit; it's the beginning, so to say. And then we know we'll be doing so many things together, even as the day goes. Okay, so I want to really appreciate her, and then I also want to pick on one thing you said. Even if it is just one life at a time, is worth it. And then even me, I'm encouraged by the testimony I heard from Ezekiel. It's just what it is. Many of us have passed through that. We've passed through that valley where we're just, what am I going to do? I mean, what do I do with this certificate or something like that? But knowing that we are touching one life at a time, I mean, and it's just not going to be one life, it's going to be many more, many more. So it's an encouragement to keep doing what we are doing. So my word of encouragement for the founder again, Sharon, just keep it up, and many more lives will be touched. I believe so much, and whatever we can do from our own end to keep supporting the vision, we'll do it too. All right, so thank you so much. I know I have a very short time, but I just have to emphasize that, and I'll also talk more about the mentorship along the line, so that for the sake of people who need to apply after today's webinar, they will know exactly what they are in for and what they stand to gain. So I have a slide with me so that my talk will be a bit fast, and then I'll be able to manage the time. So I don't know if I have the permission to share my screen.
Yes, you can.
Okay, all right, thank you. So I'm going to be very fast about that. So we are looking at, let me see. Okay. Coming. Okay. Yeah, can you see my screen, please? I don't know if you can see my screen.
Yes, you can see your screen.
Okay, so I'm just going to start from this place now. I'm coming. Slideshow. Okay, from the beginning. All right, so building capacity as a physicist. Lesson from my undergraduate journey. When the mail was sent to me on some of the things I have to speak on, I was just wondering if I was going to have enough time to speak about, because Sharon was so passionate, like she just wants to, everybody to hear everything. I was like, oh, we just have about 20 minutes and then we see what we can do. So, okay, building capacity as a physicist. Basically, apart from your academic, apart from the knowledge of physics, now we cannot begin to talk about the importance of physics. Physics is everything, from the way your smartphone work, and Sharon is doing space physics. We have a lot of things going on over there in space. And then, I'm doing high energy physics. You talk of, probing the nucleus of atom and then trying to see what is going on, discovering new physics that can be beneficial to humans. And then a lot of many things. In fact, from our undergraduate days, our department motto was physics is the bedrock of technology, and that is basically what it is. Without physics, there's no other thing. There's no way you can advance in technology. There's no way you can build new things. So basically, physics is a very important, course to study. But I want to also look at it that beyond physics, because most of the people, some people I know of, maybe at least one person in this program today that is not even from physics background. Well, and I want to assure you that you also benefit from what we are doing today. So it doesn't matter when it's time for mentorship. Don't say, "Oh, I'm not in physics." You can apply. You will see get one or two things. I promise you. And I know, of course, what Sharon can offer. All right. So physics is very important, but many people try to underestimate. Let me tell you a personal story. When I told my friend that I was going to do physics in FUTA, I graduated from FUTA in my undergraduate study. He said something very important. He said, "I'm going to study a course that have no office." Now think about that. All right, Sharon is smiling. If you study nursing, you have an office. You'll be in the hospital, right? If you study engineering, you will be somewhere doing your engineering this thing. If you study law, you will be in the courts. But I said, I'm going to do physics. And he said, I'm going to study a course that have no office. So I laughed. And then I was like, okay, yeah, good. You seem to have a point. But then I'm going to create an office for the course. And that was the mindset. Meaning that even if you are trying to tell me that my course has no office, there's going to be a lot of office for it. And eventually along the line, I discovered that what he said was actually not correct. There's a lot of offices in the world for physicists. From Google. In fact, let me tell you that the guys behind artificial intelligence, if you have heard about it, the father of artificial intelligence is a physicist. So the guys that are making these things to work is a principle of physics, from quantum mechanics to quantum computation to, it's physics. Everything is physics. So what I'm trying to say is that it's a very important course. So don't see what you have in your hand or what you are studying as if you are inferior to somebody who is studying medicine, as if you are inferior to somebody who is studying pharmacy. No, it's not true. In fact, we're on the show. That's actually what it is. So let me just move on from there. So now I want to tell you today that building capacity, let me quickly introduce what I'm speaking on now, means beyond my knowledge of physics, beyond my understanding of how the universe works, how technology works, how we invent new things, and how we study all about these things, I have to add some more things to myself. And that is actually the bone of contention that we are dealing with today, that building capacity as a physicist. So it's not just that I'm a physicist, but I have other things that enhance me as a physicist, things that position me for opportunities, things that makes people to look at me as somebody that they cannot do without. And that's what makes all the difference. So I'll be saying one or two things about myself. I don't really like talking about myself, but I just have to say one or two things along the line, even as some of the things I was able to do and how that has helped me along the line. So lesson from my undergraduate study. The first thing I want to tell us is that your certificate proves that you can learn, but skills prove that you can build. So your certificate is a testament. In fact, if you school in Nigeria, they will tell you that we have awarded you degree, maybe in physics or in chemistry or whatever it is, as a kind of a proof to the fact that you qualify in character and in learning. So that's what certificate does, that we certify you that you have learned some things and then you know it. But your skills, the skills you've added to yourself along the line, is a proof that Beyond the knowledge I have, I can translate it to something tangible and then I can build with it. That's what skills is all about. And in the real world, maybe you want to go for postgraduate study to your spouse, you need to deal with supervisors. If you want to go to work, you want to work, you need to deal with employers. And if you want to maybe start a business, maybe based on what you've learned, you need to collaborate with people. So supervisors for graduate students, employers, if you are going to work, and people you will collaborate with if you want to do something great, something meaningful, you want to impart life, like what Sharon is doing now. She's imparting life, and she's collaborating with people. All these people, supervisors, employers, collaborators, they need people who are skillful beyond just having knowledge. So, and that is what they look for in people. We've gotten to a point in history whereby it's not just I graduated with this degree. You have to be able to say beyond that, I can do this, I can do this, I can do that. And sometimes it will be skills along that degree you've graduated with. Sometimes it will be another field entirely, but you just have to have skills. And then we'll talk about this along the line. So let me go on from there. Now my journey, I had an ND from Yabatech in Lagos, and then we have 5 options. After my ND, they used to call us a jack of all trades, master of none, because when you have an ND, we have 5. We did 5 things together, and then when you are going for HND, you have to pick one out of the 5 options. So that's why they call us jack of all trades. So among it is microbiology. We have chemistry, pure and applied chemistry, or those. Then we have physics, electronics, and then we have environmental biology, and I think biochemistry too. Yeah, that's 5. So I just decided that, okay, I'm going to go for a degree instead of doing my HND, and then I'm going to do physics electronics. And then I think that was when we're having those conversations that, okay, I'm studying a course that don't have an office or something like that. Okay, that was it, by the way. So, and I did the word, I finished with distinction. And so I just understand this thing that you have to put in your best in whatever you are doing. Then I came to FUTA, of course, build a lot of relationship there. And that is, of course, where I met this amazing human being, Sharon, of course. So then we'll still talk about that, how you can build, or it's part of your skill that you need to learn, soft skill for that matter. So I also finished with first class from FUTA. And then moving on from there, I started learning how to do research, joining research lab and all of those things. So then we did physics electronics, so meaning we're not just doing physics, there's also electronic part of it where we have to learn how electronics work and all of those things, work with diode, all those semiconductor and all those stuff like that. But most of the things they teach us, though we do practical, but it's not enough. I mean, there's this hunger within that we want to do something more, something serious. We want to build stuff. So that was what prompted me to start learning outside the class. So I remember I found a lab somewhere around my campus, and I joined it to learn more on how to apply what I'm doing in the class. And then that was how the whole thing started, hardware and then programming. So how did I build capacity? Number 1, academic excellence. I put in my best into everything I was doing. So I just knew that sometimes you have only, I cannot be an undergraduate again. So it's something that I have to do once in my life. And I just want to put in my best. I know that when I look back, I'll be able to say, oh, I did my best. And let me tell you sincerely, forget about first class now. It's not something I want to emphasize. I want to emphasize on something like put in your best. Like do your best so that even if you graduate with second class, lower, or even third class, you'll be able to you'll be content with yourself that I put in my best. It was not because I was lazy. It's just because that my effort could not take me beyond this particular level. I mean, put in your best so that you'll be happy with yourself that I was not lazy. That's the word. So now I'm not concerned about the degree you are. I know we have some undergraduates here. I'm not concerned whether you're in first class or whether you are 2-1 or 2-2. I'm not concerned about it. What I'm just saying is that put in your best so that you are happy with yourself that I put in my best energy into this. And that's why I'm saying excellence. So academic excellence, excellence in whatever you are doing, that's one of the ways to build capacity. Put in your best. Understand your coursework. I know the academic system might not be as advanced as we want it to be, especially maybe in Nigeria now or some other part of the world. But the little you have, put in your best, then do more. Like, be curious. Look for more other things you can study. Don't just restrict yourself to the syllabus, but do many, many other things. Study so many things. I remember I started studying chemistry when I was in a GSS class. I started studying chemistry, I started studying physics. And I knew that from there I was going to be a science student because my hands will always give me notes to write. And I knew about neutralization and all of those things. So it's just about putting in your best. And when you put in your best, they said the secret to success, somebody said the secret to success is doing your best. Just do your best and somebody might like it. And when you do your best and somebody like it, I'm telling you, that's open up a way for you to ascend to another level. So second thing, to build capacity, I added research experience. There are probably some lab in your university at the moment now that are doing one or two things. In fact, I like condensed matter physics, and then of course, eventually I'm going to have two masters because I was doing one master's in Nigeria. I was about finishing it before I traveled, and I'm going to complete it. That was in condensed matter physics. And then right now I'm doing high energy physics. So of course, eventually I'll be having two masters, like I said. So I remember there's this particular lecturer who is my advisor in Nigeria. I mean, who I was under Nigeria. And he has a lab. So I just go there. I will collaborate with master students that are under him. I was still an undergraduate then, just to learn how these things work. How do we operate how do we characterize sample when we grow thin films? How do we characterize it? What are we looking for? I was just trying to get some of these things, and then eventually I was able to learn one or two things from him. That was a lab that was available, and the man was the lecturer was very open to accept me, and then many people will accept you once they know that you have this passion that you just want to learn. They will give you the opportunity. So I started building my research experience because I love to be in academic. Like, there are so many opportunities for physicists. In fact, right now I see opportunity whereby I can actually join companies like NVIDIA. Like, NVIDIA is because NVIDIA is doing a lot of things. I could join them. There's opportunity. And there's so many other things like that. For me, I just have a preference for academic because it's my passion. So, but I could join NVIDIA. I could join any other company that I want to because of so many opportunities I'm seeing these days. So I could see that I could work in so many places. That's what I'm just trying to tell us. So I started building research experience with, working with different labs. Then for electronics, oh my God, I started learning how to program, programming language, C++, started learning Arduino, little things with robotic and all of those things like that. And of course, I was able to start a business out of that, Coding Kid, where we teach, teenagers and young children how to do coding and a little bit of robotic. So I started learning that. That's how I built capacity. I started building projects. I'll talk briefly about some of these projects. I'm not done with that. Then I started learning technical skills, which is programming and all of that. And then soft skills, of course, communication, leadership. In fact, let me tell you something. What we are doing here today, we will not be able to do it if Sharon has not learned how to communicate, if Sharon has not learned, if he has not built capacity in leadership. Because what she's doing now, she's the one that gathered us together today, and that's leadership. So I started learning some of these things. It took communication, it took leadership, and all of these things to even be able to start a business. And then, of course, maybe I could say it also. Sharon is also a businesswoman. She's a business person, and then we know some of the things and that she was in those times when we were together, in the university. So it takes some of these things. So it's about building capacity, academic excellence, research, technical skills, adding them to yourself, and then personal development in communication and leadership, in building relationship, in having a vision and mobilizing people to accomplish that vision. We have to build all these things. And that's what makes you that's what add additions. That's what add things to your life, aside from your knowledge of physics, aside from your certificate. So that's you have built. When you have all these things, you become somebody that people cannot push aside. Somebody that is so valuable that everybody just wants to be around. Somebody that is so valuable that opportunity just open up for you, and that's how it works. So then, skills that make the difference. I've mentioned some of these things. I had to learn Python, C++, JavaScript, embedded system, research method, of course, Internet of Things, and soft skills, communication leadership, time management, and networking. All right. Then I started learning by building too. I just highlighted three of some of the projects I did in my undergraduate. Now, the first one is the one we did for my final project. But the second and the third one was personal project I did on my own. So we were able to build a smart door that can take your camera, open on its own when you swipe your card, and then it will measure your temperature, whether you are carrying COVID-19 or not, or potential carrier of COVID-19 or not. It will send your picture to the cloud so that if anything happens, we can track people who have entered through that door and all of those things like that. Using your skill to solve real problem. And then I was able to also build an Arduino based radar that can monitor a restricted area. We just focus it there. Of course, we have to use ultrasonic sensor and some of those things and programming in C++. And I have to learn so many things. And then we can use the place to monitor an area where, you know how radar works. Like you are monitoring an area, and if there is an intruder, you can send signal, then alarm will ring, all of those stuff like that. Then automated brooding system, where we have to use a power supply bulb, because it was a pilot program. Bulb, that's the incandescent bulb, we generate heat. So we use that one to control the temperature. And then temperature humidity sensor to also control the humidity of the environment, so that your chicks, as you are brooding them, they will not die because of adverse environmental condition. So we can control it, automatically with this system. So that's some of the things I was able to build and during my undergraduate days, because of what? Adding skills. All these things works on the principle of physics. What I'm trying to say is that it's not just physics. We have to add other things. That is what it really means to build capacity. And when you really build capacity like this, you position yourself for many, many great opportunities. Like I tell you, you will go very far. So then balancing everything. I know you are, there's a lot of things. So how do we do it? First thing, academic has to come first. You have to put attention to your academic. It matters a lot. Okay, there is this thing that was going on then. Academic is scam. That was a Nigeria thing. And then a lot of people were falling for it. I want to tell you, it's not scam. There are some places that only your degree can open the door for you. That there's no way you can enter except that your degree. And that's why you have to put your academic first and balance everything. So have a learning goals of what do you want to learn. In fact, it's a crime these days not to learn something. With the bloom in artificial intelligence, with the way everything is exploding, like you are not learning something. What are you doing? Are you living at all? So you have to be learning. You have to continuously learn stuff. That's how you can add things to yourself, add virtues, add capacity to yourself. So set goals. I want to learn this, I want to learn this, I want to learn that. Even the Python then that we're learning and just all of these things. It's needed in physics. You have to simulate a lot of things. Whether you are doing space physics and you have to simulate a colliding wind or colliding galaxy and all of those things, or whether you are trying to build a new circuit, you have to simulate, do so many things. Or whether you are trying to simulate a proton-proton collision, high energy physics and all of those things. So we need these things. And when you have some of these skills with yourself as a physicist, that's what makes you stand out. There could be 1,000 or 10,000 physicists applying for the same opportunities, but just because you have an extra oil, and that sets you apart, they will pass over so many people and then they will pick you. That's how it works. Then be deliberate about your breaks. I'm talking about your academic breaks now, semester break, maybe the break between first and second semester. What do you do with it? The break between one section and the other, maybe sometimes go as much as 2 months, 3 months. What do you do with it? Some people will go home and be watching movie and all of those things. Learn something. I remember then, because I was so serious. Maybe that's an exaggeration, but I still want to be more serious. So I don't go home sometimes during break. I stay back. And I use those weeks to learn so many things. So people will go home during break. I stay back. And by the time they are coming back, they still meet me in the campus. And what am I doing? I'm doing something because I know where I'm going. And today, some those things are paying off. Why? Because they were capacity that were added. So now, what are the lessons I learned? And I would like to pass across to every one of us today. Number one, start early. When you start this thing early, it will compound over time. It's like compound interest. Number two, seek mentors. I'm not sure I have talked about that. I would like to emphasize this again. Seek mentors. The right person will shorten your learning journey by years. What will take you probably 10 years to accomplish on your own by figuring things out on your own. If you have a mentor who has gone ahead, they have results, they have proof along the line. What you are supposed to take 10 years, they will shorten it down to maybe like a year, 1 year, or less than 1 year. Is it that you want an opportunity to study abroad for your postgraduate? Is it that you know? Is it that you want to go into the industry? You need mentors, people that will be able to take you by the hand and lead you to the. They will lead you up the ladder, and then you'll be able to have a very significant success. Then number three, build projects. Don't just learn. If you are learning physics, what projects can you do with your physics? What research can you do with it? What knowledge can you contribute? You could publish papers if you have things to work on. I mean, practical base, what can you do with the knowledge you have? Ohm's law is Ohm's law, but what can you do with Ohm's law? What is it? Electrolysis or electromagnetism is that. What can you do with it? What can you do with your knowledge? So build projects. And as you are building your project, you have to be documenting everything. Then read beyond your lectures. Don't just stay with what you are being fed alone in the class. In fact, for you to be able to stand shoulder to shoulder with people out there, we're talking of students from China, students from US, students from different nations of the world, you have to go beyond what you are being taught in class. That is what it means to read beyond your lectures. Then apply for opportunities. And I have this to say along the line that okay, let me just put it this way, don't disqualify yourself. Sometimes you see some opportunity that, okay, this opportunity is meant for so these are the qualifications. And then you just look at yourself and then, I don't even have what to take. I don't think I qualify for this thing. I want to tell you, apply. You can never tell. Sometimes some of those opportunity, at the end of the day, nobody apply, and it turns out that you are the only one that applied. And the board of judges that want to pick people, they discover that, even though the only person that applied for this thing doesn't have what it takes, but we don't have option, they will just take you. So why in this world there are so many people that will tell you cannot do it? There are so many people that will tell you why you will fail. But you should not be part of those people telling yourself why you don't qualify. So don't convince yourself. That's what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that don't convince yourself that you don't qualify for that opportunity. Apply. So and every missed chance you miss every chance you never reach for. So apply for several opportunities. And the beauty of it, one of the importance of having a mentor, which I believe probably Sharon will still talk more about, is they will give you opportunities that you don't know about. They will open access to you. So I want you to take that serious, that you just have to seek for mentorship. All right. So those are some of the lessons I learned. What would I do differently today if I could reverse time? It's called time reversal in physics. One of the CPT theorem. Okay, let me not talk about physics now. All right. If I could reverse time, what would I do differently? I will start earlier. I will start earlier to build capacity. I will start earlier to seek for mentorship. I will start earlier to do projects with the knowledge I have. Then of course I will network earlier. That's another thing I will do. I will network earlier. I will connect with people. People that are doing what I want to do, people that have gone ahead of me. I will document as I go. It's very, very important to document your progress. To document your journey. They will be very, very important even as you go on, as you seek for more opportunity. Today if you are, doing anything, you can always store them in cloud. You can store them on GitHub. You can store them in different places. And then when you need to apply for opportunity, you can show people your track record. This is my growth journey, and I need more growth. Can you please expose me to this opportunity? I need this opportunity. And people will listen to you because they can see that you've been doing something. And then they will say, oh, this, you have a drive, and then they will try to help you. All right. So another thing I will do differently is I will fearless. Sincerely, there were days that I lack the confidence. I was just like, oh, is this thing good enough? I built something, or can I present this thing? Can I show it to my professors? Can I do this? Can I do this thing? So if I can reverse time now, I wouldn't do that. I will not wait for perfection. As I am building things, I'll be pushing them out. Okay, see what I've done, see what I've done, see what I've done, see what I've done. And then what I want to tell you is that visibility, when you are visible, visibility opens you up to opportunity. When you are visible, this is what I'm doing, this is what you are putting what you are doing out there. Somebody will just be like, oh, I like what you're doing. I said earlier that success, one of the secrets of success is do your best at what you are doing, and somebody might like it. And when somebody
Sir, you have muted yourself, sir. You have muted yourself. So please check.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Please, what was the last thing you heard? Can you hear me now?
Clearly, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, so I said make mistake. So don't wait for perfection. You remember the story behind the electric bulb that Thomas Edison that tried maybe 909 times and then eventually got it right at the 1,000 times. So make mistake is part of the journey, and that's how you build capacity. So I'll just move on from there, and then so position yourself for undergraduate. So what's the way forward now? Position yourself for undergraduate and early career physicists. Learn to program. When I mean position yourself for opportunities. Position yourself for growth. Position yourself for access that may open up to you. One of the most regrettable thing in life is for opportunity to come and you are not prepared for it. Opportunity comes and you are not ready, because it's very regrettable. So what do you need to do now? Number one, I would say you need to learn programming. Forget about the fact that, everything is artificial intelligence now, and artificial intelligence can write code. It's good, but you need to understand how it works. For example, now, if I want to build something and I'm not interested in writing the code, I can do what we call vibe coding. And then I'll just say, hey, prompt now, Claude, do this thing for me. And Claude will come with something. But because I understand how the system works, I can now say, oh, no, this line of code, I don't like what it's doing. I'm going to change it. So I can just twist it and change it because I understand how the codes work. So learn programming. Learn programming could be Python. As even as a physicist, you need to understand how Python works because you will need it. So that's how you position yourself for opportunities. Build portfolio. There's GitHub. We can do your projects right up. Anything that shows, anything that work, anything that shows real work, anything that is working that you've done, document it, show it to people. Then, of course, you have to network intentionally. Talk with people. Like network. Go to conferences. Reach out online. Attend conferences. Attend seminar. I'm glad you are here. That is what of it. Network. Go to school. Go to conferences. Never stop learning. Keep learning. The feed move. Even the feed of physics is moving very fast. It's moving. When I started my postgraduate study here, I was hearing so many strange things that I have not heard before. I have to talk about this. They say this one is which one is that? Then I have to go online again. go Google it, use artificial intelligence to just to learn about this. And I have to learn. So you have to keep learning, never stop learning. That is how you position yourself for the opportunities that are all around you as a physicist. And then moving on from there, advice to undergraduates and news. I'm about rounding up now. What's my advice for undergraduates today and for new graduates? Number one, pick one valuable skill that you can learn. It could be programming. For me, the skill I learned was hardware. Like I said, I was going to learn how Arduino works, microcontroller, and all of those things. And I started building projects with them. Programming. It pays off eventually. In fact, my advisor that I work with presently now, one of the reasons why he accepted me to his lab was he saw that okay, I understand programming and all of those things like that. And then he was like, oh, that's a good one that he likes it. And then before I could know what is going on, I was able to, get funded scholarship and then, for my postgraduate study. So pick one valuable skill. And my advice to you is pick a skill that correlates with what you want to do. For example, now if you are going to be a condensed matter physicist along the line, there are many things you can learn. You could go and learn how to grow thin film, go and learn how to do characterization, how to do characterization, all kind of characterization that are available. Learn how to do them. How you can, characterize your thin film and check for the property, for the topology, for the structure, for the band gap, and all of these things. So learn these skills. And, there are research centers in FUTA. We have two big lab, center of excellence. They even face each other like that. You can learn, you can intern with these people and just learn one or two things on how these things work. You want to do space physics? Oh, of course, you should be talking to Sharon already and some of these things. So, pick one skill, then build small project along that line, volunteer and contribute. Contribute. When you are volunteering, it sharpens the skills that you've acquired. Then the last thing is apply consistently. Any opportunity, keep applying. Just keep applying. Polish your CV, polish your this thing, apply. Have your transcripts ready. I remember then we always get our transcripts ready because they will ask you, we want to ask for this opportunity. You need your transcript. It's always available. Academic CV. Your academic CV is different from professional CV. Academic CV should have everything you've done that's relating to academic, your research experience, these courses you've taken, and then you can apply at the tip of your finger. You are ready. And that's how you can build the capacity that you can also program yourself for success, even as a physicist, and then you can take advantage of all the opportunity that's available for you. Key takeaway, even as we're about to round up now, the first thing is knowledge versus skills. I don't want to choose one over the other. Both are important. Your degree gives you knowledge. And I said, put in your best. If you can finish with a first class, good. But if not, ensure that you put in your best. Understand what you are doing. This physics, understand it. That's just what I want to say, understand it. A degree gives you knowledge, but when you add your skills with it, it gives you opportunity. And knowledge plus opportunity, I guarantee you that's success. Second thing, projects are your proofs. Nothing convincing like something you actually build. So if you've done this project or you've conducted this research and you've published this paper, those are your proof. So you should ensure that you are putting your knowledge to work to have proof. Then be intentional. Yeah, the moderator was talking about intentionality the other time, that would be intentional about our growth. You just have to be intentional. Nobody will push you. I know, let me not generalize it. Okay, if you get a mentor, a good mentor, of course, he or she is going to push you. I mean, beyond that, push yourself. Like, push yourself. Be intentional. Be early, be consistent. Do it on time, and do it rightly. And I can tell you that you're going to be successful even as a physicist. It's not too late. Perhaps you are here today, and then you're like, oh, I think I've wasted a lot of time. It's okay. There's no need to be crying over spit milk. Start from today. Like, start today, whatever stage you are. Look for a mentor, be intentional about your growth and see what you can do. And I tell you, you will be very successful. So those are the things it takes. So I've been able to share some of my story with you just to tell you that, there's so many opportunities available for you. There's so many things you can do. there if you had capacity to yourself, if you follow some of these things, you have a mentor, and then you are adding skills to yourself, even with the knowledge of your physics. I tell you, sky is not the limit, sky is just the beginning. And then finally, I'm going to tell us that a physics degree will give you the knowledge, but skills will give you the opportunity. That's what I want to end up with. Thank you very much for having me. I'm grateful for the opportunity. Thank you so much. I don't know if there's any question.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ebenezer. Is it because I called you Ezekiel earlier? That's why you took our time. Anyways, it was a very powerful session, and I'm blessed. Yes, I am blessed. I loved your presentation. So many things were detailed, and I believe with this, some people are already kitted up and ready to move. Thank you very much, Mr. Ebenezer. Please, also, for the sake of those who are here, network cut me off at one point, and also, don't know if some people were also cut off. I'd like if you can help us with your PDF, your presentation rather, such that we can actually, get in contact. And trust me, I know some people will also walk up to you regarding mentorship. I mean, you have done well breaking these things down. Okay. Thank you very much once again, Mr. Ebenezer. Thank you.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much. I'll make the slide available to Sharon so she'll be able to get it across.
Okay, thank you very much. We were supposed to, put in the question and answer immediately, but I still wanted to okay, do we do it? I still wanted to consolidate in their brain while things are going, and they might not have their questions right now, so we are going to do a question and answer at the end of the webinar. Is that okay by you?
Moderator, can they ask question for his own side, because he will be leaving soon. He's a busy man, so he won't be
okay, no problem. Yeah. Okay, if there is any question, please, can we use the chat box, or if you answer, okay, some people's answer.
Should I go on?
Hello? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir. I said, should I go on with your question?
Yes, go on, please.
All right, okay. Thank you very much, sir, for that wonderful sessions. I really learned a lot. I learned about that skill gives opportunities and the skill gives knowledge. So I want to ask, how do you manage because I can see that it's affecting most undergraduates now. So how do you manage the pressure of finances? You don't get me. In what you shared, I noticed that you are someone that is very committed to academics, and you are not really bothered about like funds like that, money. So how do you manage the pressure of finance and you still building capacity while in your undergraduate days? I'm in FUTA too, and there are some unnecessary on budget billing like that. So how do you manage it? Like, how do you manage? That's my question in terms of finances, money like that. So if you can clear that, thank you very much.
All right.
And it doesn't affect you, and it doesn't affect your academics. And it doesn't affect what you are building.
Okay. Thank you so much. I want to apologize to the moderator rather. I think I lost track of my time when I was presenting. It's very unusual of me, so I'm so sorry for that. So I'll be very quick with the question so that every other thing can flow. So basically, it starts with the mind. Everything starts with the mind. You have to understand that there's no limits to what you can do. So, but basically, I would say that the key to everything is time management, and it's a skill everybody must learn. So, for instance, now, as if you maybe I could make an assumption. I don't know. The assumption would be I want to believe that probably your parents are sponsoring your school fee and basic things. But sometimes we understand that some of these things might not be enough, and we still need extra money and all of that. See, I know you have access to Sharon. You can ask her these questions. Myself, Sharon, we were people that when we were in our undergraduate days, we were making money, like we were working, and then we were still schooling. So it's about time management. How do I do it? I like reading in the night. So I try to maximize my day to do everything I want to do that probably might not involve reading. So maybe I have to attend lecture, I have to do this, I have to do that. Maybe I could tell us. It's going to really, really inspire us. More or less, I sponsor myself throughout the school. So throughout my undergraduate days. Yeah. I was paying my school fee, pay for accommodation, all of those things. So I was both working and schooling. And yet I finished very well. So what I'm trying to say is that manage your time very well. You have, and that's where the U of skills come. I'll take Sharon as a case study. Permit me, please. Sharon have some skills, culinary skills when we're there. And then she will come with her product. We like it, including myself. We buy it, and then she will have some money. So what I'm trying to say is that it's about skills. Everything has been addressed. Some of these things have been addressed in our webinar today. Get those skills. Skills that can make you money is one thing. Skill that can help you as a physicist is another thing. What we are just trying to say is that just add those skills to yourself. If you can teach, fine. I even know a friend that is teaching students from overseas, and then one client alone is paying him like a 100K per month. That's a good money that can help you. So I hope I've been able to answer your question. It's just about time management, when to study and when to work. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. I got an answer to that question. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I believe Mr. Ezekiel has gotten his question answered. We have a question, Mr. Ebenezer. It says, as a fresh astrophysicist astrophysicist graduate, which skill will you advise me to learn? I don't know if you have an answer for that. Then we also have
All right, thank you. Again, I mentioned something. I mentioned something during the webinar, which is this skill you want to learn must be based on what you want to do. For example, now astrophysics. The person who asked this question, I will, because of authority, I will direct the person to still, if possible, slide into Sharon's DM and bombard that with question. But I will say a few things. Now, that's a space. So it depends on what you want to do. For example, if you want to use your degree to go into academic, what should you learn? You should learn skills that are related to the lecturing job, so to say. What will help you to do research, of course, what will help you to be outstanding in your field. But if you want to work in, maybe for example, now you want to work in NASA as an astrophysicist, or you want to work in ESA. ESO is a European Space Association, or you want to work in SpaceX as an astrophysicist. There are skills you need to learn. Of course, you have to learn programming. You have to learn so many other things. Suppose what I'm just trying to say to answer the question is that what you want to do, your direction actually will determine the kind of skill sets that you want to learn. So I would advise you, speak with Sharon. I know Sharon is in the field. Tell her what you want to do, and then she'll be able to even advise you more on what you should learn as a skill. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. There's another question, but I think it's in relation with what Mr. Mustafa also said. Someone who is interested in space physics, which skill would you advise him to go for? I think we also have Sharon. She'll be able to advise you on that. We are trying to,
Yes, yes, yes. Because of
We're
time.
trying to, yes, because of time. We're trying to minimize time. Okay, drum roll, please. So we are going to be inviting our next speaker, the person of Mr. Anthony David. Mr. Anthony David is actually a software developer and also someone who trades the financial markets from River State University. Please, let's give it up for him. Let's give it up for him, please. I'm not seeing your hands, so I'm not seeing your hands. Use your emojis, please. Everybody in the chat. All right,
Moderator,
Mr.
before it comes up, hello, moderator, can you hear me?
Okay.
Yeah, before it comes up, I just want to give like a background of like so that people really understand. So Anthony David actually is, I think he's running off his starting his exam, but he's a final year student in the University of Port Harcourt, and is in the physics department. The reason why you are seeing him here today is to actually encourage undergraduate students. You know, we my brother has spoken to us, and he has spoken about his experience on campus as an undergraduate, what he did, and everything he did. So let's hear from an undergraduate on campus who is currently doing a lot when it comes to physics. At least he knows he's a software developer, he uses the Python programming. What is he using it for? So that it can encourage undergraduates here of the usefulness of those skills and how you also can build it. Someone asked about timing. How is he doing all those things? Being a financial trader, being a software developer, how is he managing his time in making sure that his academics is still on point? So that's the main reason why Anthony David is here today. So over to him.
Okay, and Mr. Anthony David, please, we would like you work with our time. Time is already fast spent. You can please work with our time. Thank you very much. Stage is yours.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear,
Yes,
sir.
we can hear
Hello.
you.
All right. All right. Okay. Good evening, Mr. Joshua. Good evening, everybody. Thank you all for um permitting me or giving me the access to be here today to talk about how I've been able to scale through physics with the right skill and how I've been able to grow up learning and trying to master physics as a physics student. So Um, I will just start right away. My name is Anthony David, as you've introduced. I'm a final year student of River State University. Um, uh, I'm a software developer. I I program or I code using the React, JavaScript, Python. Still trying to learn more on C++ and other programming languages. So, and I'm also a financial trader. A financial trader, I know you hear of forex, crypto, stock market, and the rest. So I'm into all of them, just trying to put myself and position myself in life after school. I know you heard of that before. So basically, why I went into all this was because of where I came from. I came from a place where we are not meant to be small. We are not meant to be average. They taught us that okay, as you are growing in life, you are not meant to be an average person. You are meant to be a person that everything you are doing, be ahead of others, keep going without looking back. But they always taught me to be ahead, and be excellent without giving me the opportunity to or the resources to be ahead of others or how they put it. So, but I've been on a tough journey since my year one. When I came into physics, let me not lie you, physics was not the course I planned on doing. While growing up, I've always had the idea of, okay, I want to study electrical electronics engineering, but fate had this other plan. And here I am, physics student, still studying everything related down to electronics physics. So I'm an electronics student, electronics physics students. They call it electrophysicists. So why am I studying this? Because I had these plans. I've always been the one that, okay, I want to build something. I want to solve the world's problem. I want to bring solution to the world. And by doing this, I'll have to build something. Building this, I'll have to be an hardware engineer. I have to be into AI and embedded systems. And doing this, I cannot go into um, geophysics. I cannot go into nuclear physics and still be able to get this done without getting the right knowledge from school. I know people who say school is calm, but at the same time, school has given me the exposure. I'm not saying geophysics or any other option of physics is a bad thing. I'm only telling you that for me to get the right knowledge on how to go about what I want to do, I have to study electronics physics. So as a physics, electronics physics student, and I also learned um, software engineering, programming in my year one thereabouts. So when I learned, I was just going with the flow. I took it as an hobby. I took programming as an hobby. Okay, let me just keep it to keep myself busy so I won't be playing around and all that stuff. So, but when I came to see the light of physics, my year one, I did not love physics. My year two, I did not love physics. Where I came to see the light of physics was in my year three, when I made a little research about how physics goes and the light of what it looks like outside. That was when I began developing love for physics. So since then, I've always had in mind, okay, yes, I'm not doing anything bad after all. Physics has always been, okay, this is the path to the future that I've always dreamed of. So my little advice, I'm still a student. I'll be graduating in a few days' time. My little advice for people that wanting to be a physics student. I know a lot of people will tell you, you want to go and study physics. You get the head. What are you going to do with it after you graduate? See, don't mind anybody. Don't mind anybody. If you feel like, okay, it's physics you want to study, you go for it. Put your head down and study it. Now, a lot of people ask me, how do I manage my time? I'm the kind of person that before I do procrastinate a lot. I do procrastinate a lot. I will not lie. But procrastination made me I lost a lot of things back then. After some time I told myself the only thing I'm fighting is me versus me. So I just create a timetable for myself. Okay, yeah, in the morning I go to school. In the afternoon, when I come back, or in the evening, when I come back, I rest, sleep. At night, I take some time off, I learn, I study, and I try my best to at least be a better person out there. You get so you can create this time and schedule for yourself without it affecting your school. There's what somebody, one of the person that I taught, because I'm also a blockchain developer. So there's somebody I taught blockchain. There was what he posted one day like that. He said, if you cannot do this in school, then I doubt you can do it in real life when you're out of school. So it's only in school, while you are in school, that can teach you, can shape you, and give you the discipline that you need to continue with it outside. So school is just like a leverage. It gives you the resources, it gives you that zeal and discipline to keep going, even when there is no hope and there's nothing. When I started, as I said earlier, I was not given the resources, no laptop. Everybody was looking at, from where I came from, everybody was looking at coding, programming as trash. All they want to hear is you go to school, you graduate, and you come and get job, government job from God knows where. But I saw that light. I saw myself on a different stage. I saw myself on a bigger stage, not going to government job to go and be receiving how much. I saw myself on a different stage. I have friends. There's some of my friends that are CEO right now. They have their own brand. Why? Because of tech. Most of them are not going to school, but they are doing very well for themselves. Note, I'm not saying that school is bad, but you can see that these people are already doing very well for themselves without even the school. But you now, you said, okay, you want to go to school, you want to study physics, then make good use of it. You don't just go and throw it around and make it look like, okay, you went there to the school, pass through, you do not pass through the school. So I think it's all I've said. I've been able to convince you and not to confuse you that, yeah, you can study physics, you can manage your timing, you can learn while in school, and you can do a lot of things with physics. As they said earlier, I'm a software developer, I'm a blockchain developer, I'm a financial trader. I do all of those things and I'm still striving to put myself out there in school. These are a lot of things that you can do with just strategically setting out and mapping out time for yourself. So thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate the host of this webinar that invited me, and I really appreciate for being here. Thank you so much.
If you didn't get anything from this thing, something you should go home with is never look at yourself as a failure.
Hi, Joshua. We can't hear you again. Okay, I think it's network. So, uh, Anthony, thank you so much for for sharing this with us. If there is something like out of everything you said that I feel like we should all take home, the undergraduate here is that school is very important. School is not scam, one, and then there is more to you than you think. From Anthony's story, you could see someone who was curious to know more about what what physics holds for him, and then you could also see someone who is so determined to make something out of his life, and who is so disciplined enough to be able to map out time, strategically plan himself so that he will not lose himself. So take all these things, make you good use of them, plan yourself, know that there is more to you. Like, you do not have limitations. There is more to you than you are currently seeing, and there is more to you being a physicist or even studying physics. There is more to you. So thank you so much, Anthony. I don't know if you have any question for him. Do we have anyone with question? Anybody who wants to ask question, ask him question. I'm expecting someone like questions, or let me not ask, but I'm expecting that you ask questions. No question. We can move on to the next speaker.
Okay,
Okay, just
my network,
you
my
can.
network is actually messing me up. Okay, thank you, Mr. David. I really appreciate what you did here. Please, if you have questions for Mr. David, if you have questions for Mr. David, I'd like you to speak up, raise up your hand. We have undergraduates here, so you must have questions. I mean, okay, the first one has been asked to the first speaker how he was able to manage his time. You know, okay. If there is no other question, or if there is no question at all, permit me to introduce Our next speaker. Now, okay, we have a question. Let's see. So, Mr. David, okay, Mr. David, someone wants to connect with you in Port Harcourt, probably along the line. You can connect with him. Now, let me introduce our next speaker. You can see I'm clearing my throat because you see, everybody has been speaking about mentor. He is one of mine, you know, so I have to give him a very beautiful introduction, and that's the person of Mr. Joshua Dakim. He he had his BSc in physics from the University of Jos, Nigeria, and while he was in the struggle, yes, he served. He served as the national president of physics students in Unijos, and also he was he was uh, the PRO of the National Association of Physics Students at the national level. Now, this is not at his institutional level; it's also at the national level. He has done his NYC in 2025 at Castina State. During this is during this is 3 weeks orientation camp, he served as a platoon 5 leader. It is not easy to get there. You are seeing a series or track record of capacity being displayed here. He served as the platoon 5 leader and corps camp director, and he was also the president of the Digital Literacy for All Community Development Service in Castina State. Somebody shout capacity. In fact, I want to see it in the comment section. Somebody say capacity. I need you to be using your emojis as I'm introducing. I need you to use that thing. And now, he was also the national president for this digital literacy for, and when we are talking about national, we're talking about cutting across the 36 states. He was awarded, listen, he was awarded the Erasmus Scholarship for the Intelligent Photonics for Security, Reliability, Sustainability, and Safety Masters Program. Somebody clap, somebody clap, somebody clap. Please, I need that hands, I need that hands. Okay, and he's here with us. This scholarship has given him opportunity to study at the University of Jean Monnet and Saint Etienne, France, and the University of Eastern Finland, Joensuu, Finland. So let's give it up for Mr. Joshua Dakim, my Oga at the top. The floor is yours.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Please confirm if you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Okay, so first of all, I would like to thank you guys for inviting me here. It's really a great pleasure for me to be here. And thank you so much for the opportunity given me to speak here. I really, really appreciate it. So I actually prepared a slide for this seminar or this webinar rather, but I think the first speaker is as if he was reading my slide. So like he went deep into my slide and he spoke so much what I prepared for today. And due to time constraint, I wouldn't want to go back to what he has already discussed already. But I mean, my own discussion will be basically um, just light discussion, just to see how we can put icing on the cake, right? So thank you so much, and it's really good to be here, Joshua. Thank you for inviting me. Joshua is actually my boss. Don't mind him. He's just hyping me here. He's my national president. So it's really great to be here and to be here to present or to talk about my journey and how I was able to move from say that guy that started physics without maybe much motivation from 100 level down to 400 level and all the journey that I went through. It has really been a bumpy ride, but I guess by the end of this presentation, I can be able to at least show you guys how I was able to achieve what I got from studying physics in Nigeria, and uh, how I am also preparing to transition into my future work. So thank you so much for inviting me. And yeah, so let's go. So first of all, let's look at my academic and professional journey. So I came into physics first into university. I started in remedials in December of 2026. Sorry, 2016. Sorry. So in December of 2016, that was when I came into remedials at in Department of Remedial Science in University of Jos. So generally, how uh, University of Jos Remedial Science is like is it's just like you take 5 courses history, and then there is one other, I think, technical drawing also. So you take all of those courses, you do them, and then at the end of them, at the end of media, which is 1 year, they get to award you. Maybe you want to apply for medicine, you want to apply for nursing, any of those courses. So during my remedials, there was a group of friends that we had. Talk in that go and study about the topic, then we'll meet the 5 of us and you teach. So you cannot give excuse that you couldn't learn anything about that topic. Then signing study as hard as I could. I have a group that I'll present. Now, I want you guys to follow the story because there is a pattern which I'll follow, and this pattern is it will show you that there's actually what we call accountability partner. So for whatever you're doing in school, you need to have an accountability partner, somebody that you can be accountable to in your academic pursuit. You have to have that person. So for me, it was like 5 people were in that group, and we're always checking up on each other how we were doing. Because if you don't pass remedials, you're going back home. So it was either we win or we win. So that was the group of people that we have. So in in your say in your academic pursuit, you cannot be a lone ranger. If you are a lone ranger or a lone wolf, definitely you will starve, because there are some times that you need somebody that understands what you don't understand, and then that person can actually push you through, and that will help you go so far in your academic pursuit. Okay, so So yeah, back to my story. So after that, because of the group of friends that I had during the remedials, one of us said, okay, he wants to go. I came into remedials because I wanted to study computer science. So, but then during the remedials, within our group, somebody said, oh, I want to do dentistry. We now say, okay, why do you want to go into dentistry? He said, this became new just and because then it became new, the competition will be would be that compared to one. Okay, so for for dentistry because I love the group of friends I had then because we're actually helping each other. So I did we for the three of us applied for dentistry, and then one of us applied for veterinary medicine, which got medical laboratory science, and the other one got industrial chemistry. And then the other guy that applied for oh,
I think the network is really affecting us here.
how is it now? Am I audible?
Yes, yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. So what was the last thing you heard me say?
You were
Someone,
talking about
one of,
your friend.
okay, picking veterinary medicine as a course.
Oh, oh, okay, yeah, great. So one went for the guy that applied for veterinary medicine actually got medical medicine, and that was how all of us splitted ways. Okay, so now I the first day I saw they gave me physics. I I just sorry. I can be prayerful sometimes. So I knelt down. I prayed. I said, "Oh, thank you, Jesus. I don't know what you have for me, but I will do this physics." So that was how it started. Okay, so now studying physics, it has always been challenging. I mean, all of us are in the field. All of us are studying physics right now, and then we all know how physics can be challenging. So that was how I got into physics. I started studying physics. So now talking about my skills and competence. Uh, and experiences that contributed to my success as a physicist. So I think one of the things that helped me was my ability to connect with people. Yeah, I have this ability to be able to connect and network with people because I believe that it is through conversation that you get to know what you don't know, or you can get to understand things differently from the way you used to see it, or it is through that you validate what you actually know. So, how will you know that your ideas are actually true if you don't really test it with how somebody actually sees them? So, you should be able to it should be able to come to communicate with people. These are the basic skills. I mean, anywhere you go to, communication skill is one of the most important because you can be skilled. You can know all the Python, you can know all the MATLAB, you can know all the uh, uh, Arduino, React. But if you don't know how to express it, if you don't know how to communicate what you have, then that is a little skill he has, provided he can be able to communicate, like actively communicate what he has. That person has a tendency to go farther than somebody that doesn't know how to communicate. Because, okay, those are some of the so as you have heard my profile, I love participating in anything that has a tendency to be great. So when I was in school, I did a lot of aluta. So I did a lot of aluta, and I was the president, the chairman here, and that actually gave me the ability to be able to lead, to be able to manage people, because people management is very, very important. It is a very important skill for you as a physicist. Don't um, to be in a leadership position. The best thing you should do for yourself is to attempt to be there. Don't be scared of anybody. Be there, because through there you can. I mean, my because I was president of my department, I was able to connect with seniors that I never even knew when I came to be able to get information. Okay, this is the latest place, or this is what is trending right now in physics. This is what we are doing in physics, and then that can actually, or that was actually what gave me direction. This is where I should focus my, or I should put my energy in while I was studying. So you don't want to at this point in time while you are studying in school, you wouldn't want to be shooting randomly. You need to be highly precise. And this is something that you don't joke with. You need to be highly precise. Precision is what we give you, it will take you far while you're studying. Now, what do I mean by precision? So while I was in school, because I connected with some of my seniors, people that were ahead of me, they gave me information of what they are currently doing and how it's changing the world around us. And that's actually what informed me. And that's actually what made me position myself. And today I'm doing photonics. Okay. I'll tell you guys about photonics a little bit. So now, most of them are doing photonics, and they can actually told me, oh, this is photonics, and this is what photonics is all about. Uh, Even today that we're in the trend of AI, this is how photonics is helping to change, shape the future in AI. They told me those things, and right from school, I began to prepare because I knew that okay, these guys are ahead of me, and they are already doing to strategize so that I can also be like them. Because while I was in school, what do I know? The only thing I knew was I would come to class, they'll teach us integration, differentiation, they'll teach us electromagnetism, they'll teach us laser physics and all of those things. But I never knew how to apply. But I needed somebody that is currently applying them to tell me what he's using those things for. And then that can actually inform me on how I can be able to prepare. So right now, as an undergraduate student, they're teaching you general physics, but you need to be bold enough. And I think part of the things that you need to work on is your ability, like the first speaker said, is your ability to be bold. Let me speak in pidgin. Last, you know bad. Okay. last, bad. And waiting for the fact that you're able to write to get admission into university in Nigeria. It's a cost. Think of people that think of how many people that wrote jam and didn't get admission into that. Or think of people in Unijust that wrote jam, or I mean people that applied to Unijust that wrote jam and were not admitted to Unijust. But for you to be in that position, it means that the school believe that you can be able to succeed. And the only thing or the disadvantage that you bring to yourself is when you see that you are not good enough. Okay, so you need to be bold, ask questions, connect and ask questions. Excuse me, sorry. So you need to be bold enough, right? These are some of the capacities that you need to build. Like I mentioned, what communication. I mentioned what you need to be bold. So yeah, all right. So now we're talking about skills and confidence. So now when they told me these are the things that they are doing, I began to learn. And then what are they doing? Okay, most of them are doing photonics and they're doing things on image processing, they're doing things on machine learning. And then since from when I was in 300 level, that was when I started knowing this is what machine. First, I didn't even know of machine learning until when I was in 400 level. But I knew that they're doing things. They will tell you that they're doing data analysis, and then that was when I started learning data analysis, understand how data analysis work, how to plot graphs, how you can interpret data, some of those little skills that I began to learn when I was in 300 level. And then now getting to 400 level, I was so strategic. Now, as I was so strategic to the extent that I did my project in machine to detect wildfire. Okay, that was the project that I did when I was in undergraduate. But because all of those things are in line with what I wanted to do after I graduate from university. I wanted to go into a master's program and study photonics and AI because my seniors told me that this is how it is. And how did I get into that position to get to know them? I was in the leadership position. That actually helped give me the opportunity to be able to connect with as much as I can connect with. Okay, so now I did my project in, like I said, in deep learning. Okay, so back then it was not as if and if you know, for some of you guys that are doing deep learning or maybe machine learning, you know that you need, if you're especially if you're working with huge data sets, you're definitely going to need what we call GPU. Okay, you're going to need a GPU. GPU means graphical processing unit. So there's CPU, which is we have CPU and then we have GPU. So now I don't have access to GPU, and that time itself, my skill in machine learning and deep learning was not that good. The next thing I did was to go for collaboration. That's another skill. Collaboration. What I did was that I went on LinkedIn, and then there is this Indian guy I saw on LinkedIn that he posts a lot of things about deep learning, machine learning. He was an undergraduate student in, I think, electrical engineering in one university in India. So I just sent him a DM. I said, okay, I'm doing my undergraduate project on, and then I want to analyze satellite images. I want to know how you can automatically detect satellite images. And I'm working with so data sets. Do you have the GPU? Do you have the computing power to help me run this model, build a model for me and help me run the model so that we can be able to get result on this? And the guy said yes. So she was studying in a very good university in India. He said yes. I shared the data set with him, and then we worked on the project together because he had the GPU, he has the computing power to be able to do that. And then when he did that, he sent everything for me. I did the documentation, and I got the best grade you can get for your project. So now, when you see one box has been ticked already, so when I'm looking for scholarship or I want to advance to masters, I already know that I've done something before that's giving me a solid foundation to what I'm looking for. Okay, so by the way, I didn't graduate in first class. I never graduated first class. It was two one I graduated because how can I do Aluta and see graduate with first class? There was a trade-off. That's a trade-off for me. Okay. Sorry, I'm not like Ebenezer. I'm sorry, but I didn't finish with first class. So I got a 2-1. But I mean, it was good for me because I had a lot of experiences. I was able to position myself actively. So you must not have first class to graduate in first class before you be in a position to get bigger opportunities. No, all you need to do is to get the skills and the competencies that you need to move to the next level. Now, so okay, so now the next thing I'm going to talk about is challenges. So challenges that I faced while I was studying in University of Jos then was, I think, it was more of just like one of you guys asked, finance. How do you manage funds and all of those things? I think that was the major challenge for me. But what actually helped me was the skills that I got. So I knew that finances was a challenge then when I was in school. What I did then was that because I learned most of those challenges even came when I was in 300 level thereabouts. And then because I started developing skills in data analysis, what I did was visibility. Go to my Twitter handle, check my Twitter handle back then at 2020, uh, 29, 2021, thereabout, yeah, from 2021, 2022. If you go on my Twitter handle, you check, you see. Then I started posting things about what I was doing on data analysis. I'll post it on my Twitter, I'll get people follow, and I got a lot of gigs then. So now at the same time, I was learning the skill and I was applying the skill immediately, and it was paying me and helping me in school. Okay, so now those are some of the things. Finance was a challenge, but then it became an opportunity for me because I learned the skill and then I applied the skill. Immediately, I got something to do, and it was actually helping me financially in school. So now, so to moving on to the next thing. So if, say for instance, you are looking for international opportunity, say you want to look for scholarship, just like I did. Um, I mean, I've already given you guys a pattern, but let me just state it out clearly. First thing you should do is that you should identify what you want to do. If today you want to go into space physics, meet Sharon. If you know you want to go into high energy physics, you meet Ebenezer. If you know you want to do photonics, you can connect with me or connect with anybody you know, not me, anybody you know. I'm just making an example that are doing those things. And then you connect with them. When you connect with them, you get information of how you can be able to how you can be able to position yourself. What I mean by position is to model yourself to be the ideal person in that field. Because just like I said, you should really invest on precision. You need to be precise on what you are doing in school. Okay, so say for instance, I'm doing photonics today, and if I want to advise somebody in, say, undergraduate student who wants to do photonics, what are the skills that the person should learn based on what they are teaching them in school? Of course, I will not rule out Python, but I will not rule out Python. I will not rule out MATLAB. All of those things are very, very important. But the next thing that you should learn is your ability to be able to say using those Python. Yeah, Python are just tool, but what do you use that tool to do? Just like the way you have hammer, chisel, screwdriver, all those things are tool. That's how Python is. Python is a tool. It's not really a skill, it's a tool. So now how do you use that tool? Now there's what we call scientific computing. You need to know how to do scientific computing. When you just go on YouTube, search for courses on scientific computing. So now when you search for scientific computing, you see a lot of things. Some of those mathematical models they are teaching you in class, you can see how you can compute them. Whether it's diffusion model, you can see how you can run a diffusion model directly, or it's thermal physics they're teaching you in class. You'll see how you can be able to simulate all of those things with Python. That is what we call scientific computing. Okay. And then now you're doing photonics. What are the things that you should do with scientific computing? Number one, what you should do is you should know how to do signal processing. Say they give you a signal. How can you do frequency modulation with that signal? You can just get a signal, or you yourself, how can you generate a signal and generate a modulating frequency for that signal? All of those things are things that they taught you in, should I say, wave and optics. If you do, I think almost everybody did waves. I think when we're in unit just, that was physics two, that was physics 201 or something like that. So how can you be able to learn how to create a wave using Python? Do some of those simulations. They are very, very important in photonics. Okay. And then say for instance, they give you a signal. How can you be able to remove the noise, the signal, remove the noise from the signal? How can you be able to put filters? All of those things are simple things that you can do with 2 or 3 or 4 lines of code.
Okay. I want to believe it's network.
To analyze the
Or
spectrum of that image. What is very, very, in fact, even if you're doing high energy physics, you need to learn how to do, say, spectrum. You need to know how to do spectrum analysis. Say you have a wave, or you have a particular sample, or you have a particular frequency. How do you, or you have a particular you have a particular sample. How do you analyze it? How do you look at it in the frequency domain? How do you understand the spectrum? All of these things are very, very important. They're core skills for you to learn as a physicist. And these are things that they taught you in class, but probably you were not taught well. You don't really know that Fourier transform, you use it to analyze the spectrum of anything you're working with. Either you're giving a electrical signal, or you're giving an image to analyze. How do you look at it in this frequency domain? What are the information spectrum? That's what we call spectrum analysis. You know how to do data analysis. You know how to do spectrum analysis. All of those things are very important skills that when you have them, in fact, the sky is your limit as an undergraduate. So, but the main thing you should know is that I don't want to put pressure on you. You must not be a master in all of those things. Okay, you must not be master in all of those things, but show that you can do the basic things, just simple things. How can you be able to run a Fourier transform on a particular signal that you have or image that you have? Just learn them. These are 2 or 3, 4 lines of code. Very simple that you can do. And then when you do all of those things, just like Ebenezer said, you should be able to document them. Okay, you should be able to document what you have a very good portfolio that you save all of those things on. And then you should be able, after doing that, you should be able to showcase what you're doing to people. So now, when you do that, finally, you develop a good CV. Of course, your CV should not be more than one page. For an undergraduate student, your academic CV is my recommendation personally. As an undergraduate, even me as a master student, my CV is no more than one page. So you need to be brief and concise in whatsoever thing you're doing. Okay, so you need to have a very good CV that you save all your projects that you've done already. Save them on your portfolio, document it on your CV, depending on what you're applying for. And then, like the way Ebenezer said, also, you need to get your transcript, and then just like how uh the the one of the things you should do, or the major thing you should do, is you go on Google. Of course, when you go on Google, you search. If you want Erasmus program, you can search for Erasmus Mundus catalog. Search on Google, you see on the catalog, you see a lot of programs. And most of the programs on Erasmus catalog are actually
Okay, thank you very much, sir. I think we've done a lot. We've done a lot, and we've actually learnt. I wrote, and one thing that actually sticks with me or stuck with me is the fact that I think everyone should go with that. And while you are building capacity from the stage you are, you should, you should you should know that you don't just need to be perfect, right? You have to start with basics. Basics can catapult you into where you can elevate yourself from there. You understand? I think the network is also affecting our speaker, Mr. Joshua. But however, if you have questions, I'd like you to ask. I'd like you to ask in the comment section. He has said a lot of things. He also merged with said some things in relation to that of Mr. Ebenezer. So if you have question, please do well to ask. And why not give it up for him? He has poured a lot. He has poured a lot. Hello. I'm not seeing anybody. What's the meaning of that? In fact, a standing ovation, and give it up for him. I want to see your emojis. I want to see your emojis. Thank you very much. If you have question in the next 10 minutes, you can use the chat box, or raise your hand so that we can give you a mic. Okay, Mr. Emmanuel, you can unmute your mic, sir. Mr. Emmanuel.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Let me introduce myself first. I'm Pepu Emmanuel by name. 100 level student physics from the River State University. Okay, I have a question concerning what himself said. First is that like we that are, the physics to some persons is their courses that they choose. Why to some the course is just like instead of we to know enter school, something like that. Okay, let us manage. Yeah, is a manage for some persons. But what I'm trying to say is that we that are 100 level, like, how is there anything that can maybe I don't know if it's any program or any activity. Like, how can we know our major like courses or areas in which we are going to fit in. Like some people will say in geophysics, space physics, like because myself I don't even know. Like how can I know the area which will be comfortable with me? Or is it should I wait as the courses as we advance? I will see my area of interest. That's what I wanted to ask. Is there anything that we show or that we come up to bring about my own area of interest, like that will make me understand that okay, this is the area in physics which I am supposed to go or which I'm supposed to study or major.
Hello?
Okay, thank
Hello?
you very much, Mr. Emmanuel. Sir
Oh,
Dakim.
I'm so sorry. I just got a little network glitch, but I'm back now. So can I round up or something?
Okay, someone just we are actually in the questions and answers section.
Okay. That's nice. That's
Yes,
nice. Okay.
and
Yes,
Okay.
Alani.
someone actually has a question for you.
Okay. Okay. That's nice.
Yes,
Okay.
and
Sure.
his question goes like this. He said he is actually currently in 100 level, and it's like there are some people who have, they go into the school into physics because they need to gain their admission, and there are some who are really going there. So he is asking the question, how does one pick a specialization? How do you know, okay, this is what I want to go into and all of that?
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a very, very good question. So now, how do you pick a specialization? As a matter of fact, in 100 level, I don't think you have enough information to choose a specialization. So, how would you know you like something without trying it? So, now, starting from 100 level, you should be open minded at this point. Try a lot of things, do as much knowledge as possible that you can consume as much as you can in your 100 level, because you're not expected to say you've chosen that you want to do electronics or you want to do photonics or you want to do space physics since from 100 level. It's good to have that ambition. I mean, there are a lot of people who have those ambition and they're doing well for themselves. Okay, but I am with the opinion, and I don't know, I may be wrong, but I'm with the opinion that in your 100 level, 200 level, you should be open minded. You should be you should be curious about everything you're doing. Like I had some classmates, like since from 100 level, they said they want to be a theoretical physicist since from 100 level, and okay, they're still doing what they can right now. Okay, but I don't think they didn't really explore more options to see how much knowledge they can be able to absorb at that early stage. So it's not really good to say that, oh, because I mean, as if undergraduate students, you're a generalist, and it's good to be a generalist. You should be able to have as much information that you can in 100 level, 200 level, but is in 300 level. That is actually when you know that, okay, uh, this field that I want to do, I can actually add this to it, or maybe I may be wrong. Maybe it's not really something that is prominent right now. Then I have to look for something else that is prominent. So my advice would be that personally, what I would suggest is be open-minded in 100 levels. Don't pressure yourself much. I mean, pressure yourself to learn as much as you can. You heard me talking about photonics, spectrum analysis, and all of those things. Right? What you should do is that be curious enough to go and check what are they, how can I. So, and in fact, it's a good level for you to be able to try out things. Because, say, for instance, from 100 level, you are already doing spectrum analysis, you understand how Fourier transform work, and all of those little things that you can do. And then maybe I think Sharon tells you something about space physics, and then you just try your hands and all of those things in early stage. And then when you begin to go to 300 level, that is when you now know what you like, what you want to do particularly. If I even me, what you want to do, like particularly, even me in masters, I'm still open-minded. I still try a lot of things, but I know I want to do something in biomedical optics. That is what I want to do. But sometimes I can be curious enough to do something in, I mean, my current research internship I'm doing here in Sweden is I'm working with molecular samples. This is like it's like physical chemistry, but I know what I want to do. Okay, so as much as possible, try to be open-minded, because in the field of AI, because I mean, in this era of AI that we have today, with AI, you can be able to, once you have general knowledge of everything, you can be able to apply, or you can be able to contribute to a large extent or in a particular field, because AI can help you to speed up. Okay, so as much as possible, and that is where I wanted to talk about interdisciplinary knowledge. You should be interdisciplinary, like try to learn what the people are doing in chemistry. Just be open-minded in your early stage in physics. Okay, that's just my this thing. So when you get to 300 level, that is when you want to double down on a particular topic or on a particular part. Say you want to do space physics, then you double down on it. And at a large extent, you see that they are intersection, just like the way somebody doing high energy physics is somehow like photonics, because energy physics, you are dealing with high energy, but we in photonics, we are dealing with low energy. Okay, so they're somehow similar, like a lot of similarities. So, but you just need to touch all of those things, and then you know how you can be able to apply the ideas in low energy physics to high energy physics, or maybe ideas in high energy physics to low energy physics. And that's how you actually know that you are learning. Okay. So yeah, so that's my recommendation.
Thank you very much, sir. Um, please, Mr. Emmanuel, were you able to, get what you needed, Mr. Emmanuel? All right. Sorry? Yes, I can hear you clearly. Okay. All right. Okay, so the link will be dropped, Emmanuel. The link will be dropped so that you can actually sign up as in the mentorship as a mentee, and it will be handled from there. I trust PHYKonnet to handle that. PHYKonnet is all about connecting, learning, and innovation. You get. Um, I believe each and everyone has gained something from this webinar. If you did not pick anything, I don't know what I want to say again. Oh. I don't know what I want to say. I've written my own notes down. I've picked what I want. And remember, from the beginning, from the onset, we said you have to be intentional about it. So it's not about writing. It's not about writing, I am intentional. Remember, I said, tell yourself first, I'm going to be intentional before you drop it there. So I believe you have decided that in your heart. Um, we have spent a lot of time. Please let's clap for our speakers. We still have Mr. Joshua here. We still have Mr. David here also. Thank you very much. We really appreciate you guys for taking your time. Thank you for coming to tell us about how we can navigate our way and build capacity in terms of physics as a whole. Is it only me that is telling them thank you? Please, I want everybody to clap. Hmm. My things is everybody that must be carried along. Oh yeah, I can see Mr. Yarima, Mrs. Faith, Olasupo, yes, and Mr. Mustafa. Okay, think we have come to the end of. Please, please. We also have our community. Yes, you can reach out. I think the link was sent in the chat box. Join the community. In fact, let's do it here. Everybody, I think you need to comment what you learned from this webinar. What you learned. One thing, I just need one thing. You don't need to go far and wide. Just one thing you learned from this seminar, and we'll come to a close. So, if you want us to close, just drop that one thing. I'm waiting for each and every one of us. Here is Mr. Yarima, here is Miss Faith, and Olasupo Emmanuel Pepu. In fact, I'm my own now. I'm waiting. It seems people are tempting me. Just one thing. I've dropped my own. Okay. Learn that I should start creating visibility for myself, and I should also document my work and choose a skill that suits the field I'm pursuing. You see, somebody is learning from what they are posting. I'm waiting for each and every one of you. Be open-minded and interdisciplinary. Okay, that's from Mr. Emmanuel Pepu. Thank you very much. Mr. Olasupo here. are we here? Okay, without wasting much of our time, I believe these little ones we have gotten. Okay, let me read aloud. Lent is never too late, and it is important to build capacity in my field. Very, very important. Thank you for joining, Mr. Mustafa. Mr. Yerima, the first speaker, gave more confidence about focus on skill. It's all right. So, meaning you are programming yourself in such a way or positioning yourself in such a way that you focus on skill at this moment and you're intentional about that. Okay, thank you very much for tuning in to our capacity webinar. I must say it's a pleasure having you guys here, each and every one of you. Yes, we have a community. The link has been dropped, and I'm looking forward to seeing each and every one of you in our next webinar. Thank you very much for tuning in. Good night.